ciel.
G'day guys, my name's Dave and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. And in this lesson, I'll be teaching you how to play Tennessee Whiskey by Stapleton. Now this is an amazing song because it caters to all skill levels. In this lesson, I'll teach you the easy chords, which is really great for beginners, but I'll also teach you how to play the guitar intro and the guitar solo, which are a little more challenging. Now, if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you really want to improve on your guitar, then sign up to Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. Alright, for the basics of this song, you'll need a guitar in standard tuning and you won't need a capo. The guitar I'm playing here today is a Cold Clark Angel 2 in Californian Redwood with Elixir strings. If you want to skip the rhythm and just learn the intro riff and the solo, then just jump to the timestamp up here. Let's jump into the rhythm of this song. The first way I'm going to teach you is the easiest way of doing it, and it's just based around 2 chords, which is really easy, and 1 strumming pattern that we just constantly loop. The strumming pattern for this super easy version just goes like this. Down, down, up, and in succession, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. The chord progression is super simple. We start with an A chord, so you can play the A chord in 2 different ways. You can play it like this, with your index, middle, and ring finger, or you can bar your index finger just across the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings of the 2nd fret and play the A chord like that. Note that you don't want to hit the open 6th string, so you can just mute that by lightly putting your thumb over the top, and then that string won't ring out when you strum. So that's the other way of playing the A, and I actually prefer doing it like this because it makes it easier for us to get to our next chord, which is a B minor. So for the B minor, your index finger will hit the 2nd fret of the 5th string, ring and pinky on the 4th frets of the 4th and 3rd strings, and middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And again, you don't want to hit the open 6th string. You can go one step further with this B minor and actually bar it so that your index finger hits the 2nd fret of the 1st string. But that's not 100% necessary. You can just focus on the 4 strings in the middle if you want to. So the chord progression is A, B minor, and then A. That's it. You can just repeat that again and again. Each chord is played through with 4 strumming patterns, and the easy way of playing it will sound like this. Now, if you want to play the rhythm more true to the recording, then we can actually add an extra chord here. So let's rearrange our annotations up here. Now each chord you see up here will just be played for 1 strumming pattern instead of 4. So not much changes to our structure. We're going to play the A for 4 strumming patterns, then we go to the B minor for 4 strumming patterns, play that through twice. Where we have the variation is where we go back to the A. So we'll go back to the A for 1 strumming pattern, and then we'll go to a D chord. So this is where it changes, and we're going to actually change the strumming pattern here to down, up, down, up on the D only, and then we go back to the A for 2 of the normal strumming patterns. So the final line of chords is where we differ, and it sounds like this. And in context with everything, the actual progression sounds like this. Now let's learn the intro, which is a lot of fun to play and great for beginners. Now all the electric guitar tones that you hear in the lesson and in the playthrough were recorded with the Boss KATANA Air. If you want to find out more, there's a link in the description below. We're going to start with the open 6th string. and then with your ring finger, 2nd fret of the 6th string, then open 5th string, and hit the 2nd fret of the 5th string and slide it up to the 4th fret. And that first run. For our next phrase, we're going to hit that 2nd fret of the 5th string. We're going to slide it up to the 4th, and then slide it back down to the 2nd. Like that. Then we're going to hit the open 5th string, and then we're going to hit the 2nd fret again with our ring finger, slide it up to the 4th, and slide it back down to the 2nd. And that whole phrase in total. Then for our next phrase, we're going to start with a slide up from the 2nd to the 4th fret. And we're going to do that twice. And then we're going to hit the 4th fret of the 5th string again and slide it down to the 2nd fret. And that phrase. And for the final phrase, we're going to start by hitting the 2nd fret of the 5th string, sliding it up to the 4th and sliding it back down to the 2nd. And then hitting the open 5th string twice. So the final phrase. And in total, the intro riff sounds like this. Now note that anytime you do a slide up and slide down, you only need to hit that string once. See how I only plucked once, but all the notes were just in the slides. Alright, next let's get to the solo, which is a whole lot of fun to play. We're going to start with our index finger on the 9th fret of the 3rd string, hit that, and then with ring finger, 11th fret. Then we're going to jump to our next string, so 10th fret of the 2nd string, and then we're going to hit the 12th fret of the 2nd string and bend it up. But at the top of the bend, you're going to mute it. So don't actually release it, just mute it with your picking hand. Like that. For our next phrase, index finger on the 7th fret of the 3rd string, you're going to pluck that and slide it up to the 9th. And then you're going to hit the 9th fret of the 1st string with your middle finger. Now, be sure to keep your index finger on that note that you slid up. Keep that ringing, because then we're going to slide everything down to the 7th fret. So just after you hit that 9th fret of the 1st string, you'll slide everything down. Like that. Our next phrase is similar, but with a couple of variations. So we'll do that slide up, but we'll actually dwell on that 7th fret a bit longer before we slide up. Like that. And then we're going to hit that 9th fret with the 1st string. Then we're going to hybrid pick. So we're going to pluck the 3rd string and the 1st string at the same time. So with your pick, hit the 3rd string. With your ring finger, pluck the 1st string. And we slide down. And in total for that phrase. And then our next chunk, we're going to hybrid pick these 7th fret notes twice. And then we're going to change positions. So 5th fret on the 1st string, 6th fret on the 3rd string. So those 3 notes. And so far. Alright, moving on, and this is where things start getting a bit trickier. We're going to start with the quick 5-note runs. So 7th fret of the 5th string, 9th, and then 7th fret of the 4th string, back to 9th, and back to 7th fret of the 4th string. So those 5 notes, like that. Then for our next run, we'll slide our ring finger from the 9th to the 11th fret. That's on the 4th string. And then 9th fret of the 3rd and 11th fret of the 3rd twice. And then we'll end this run with the 10th fret on the 2nd string. So this 5-note run. And those 2 runs together. Then we're going to go to the 12th fret, bend it up, release it, hit it again, and then 10th fret. Like that. Then we go up to the 14th fret of the 2nd string. We're going to half bend this, and then 13th fret of the 2nd string, half bend this as well. So those 2 bends. And then down to the 10th fret of the 2nd string and hit that twice. And thus far. For our next phrase, we'll need our index and middle finger on the 9th and 10th frets of the 3rd and 2nd strings. You'll hit both those strings, so it's a double stop. And at the same time, you'll hammer on your ring finger onto the 11th fret of the 3rd string. You'll lift your ring finger, hit that same shape again, and then ring finger comes back onto the 11th fret. Like that. Then we're going to go to the 4th string, slide down to the 9th fret, then 7th fret, and 9th fret of the 5th string. Like that. And that phrase in total. For our next phrase, we go 7th fret, 9th, 7th of the 4th string. Then with your ring finger, go onto the 9th fret and hammer on and pull off with your pinky. And down to the 7th fret of the 4th string. Like that. And so far for this phrase. And going back. For our next phrase, we'll hammer on from 7th to the 9th on the 5th string. And then 7th fret of the 4th, back to 9th and back to 7th. Like that. And then our final bar is just a run of notes up the scale. So I'm going to start by hammering on from 7th to 9th on the 5th string, back to 7th, 9th, and then move up to the next string, 7th, 9th, back down to 7th, then we'll slide with our ring finger up to the 11th fret of the 4th, and so far. And then 9th fret of the 3rd string, 11th fret, 10th fret of the 2nd, and back to the 11th fret of the 3rd. And the final bar. And a total for the solo. So now I'll be playing through the song in its entirety, and I'll have a vocal track on top for some context. A big thanks to my friend Eric for lending his amazing vocals to this playthrough. If you want to check out his YouTube channel, there's a link in the description below. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you really want to improve your guitar, then sign up to Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. It'd mean the world if you could hit that like button, hit subscribe, and click the little notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on my updates. Please leave your thoughts, comments, questions, and requests down below, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.